Always look on the bright side of life. Did-dip, 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 did-dip. Look what I have. 10 mini cucumbers. It's been raining a bunch the last number of days, and so I've just been hiding in the house. We may get a little bit of sprinkles this afternoon. I think I'm gonna try and come out here and get some raspberries, because there's lots of raspberries on the bushes that are ripe again. Potato plants are still growing over there, so I need to still wait for those to die back before I can harvest them. I had hoped that after the caterpillars got to all of my Salanova lettuce that maybe I could harvest these baby romaine mix and spinach beds. If I had covered them quickly, I might have been able to do that, but you know, there's some nice leaf in here, but caterpillars and everything, and I just don't want to bother fiddling through this. Plus it's kind of grown in real mangy, you know, some nice big patches and then some little tiny stuff that's just not doing very well. Yeah, so I think maybe I'm just gonna be done with lettuce mix. I'm not gonna even try. I'm having issues, you know, with my chard, which I have every year, where they just get hit with, I think, what might be just slugs, right? And normally I'm able to scrounge out enough leaf that it's okay, but there's just not much that hasn't been hit really hard with holes. And so what I need to do each year is what I do with the kale, lay a board down in between and collect the slugs during the day, because there's just getting to be now, I just don't have almost any leaf in here that I can pick. It's just really, really, really bad. I'm not sure if it could be caterpillar too, along with the oh my gosh, here's a moth. Whoa. Is it alive? Sometimes it seems like after we get a good rain that I find some dead moths and unhappy caterpillars. But anyway, yeah, next year I need to do something more for my chard. So yeah, I've got lots of carrots, but I need to start thinking about what do I do out here to kind of put things to bed. Let's check inside the greenhouses. Cucumber greenhouse, basil greenhouse. Basil greenhouse. Last week I got this extra lettuce transplanted into the walkways of both of the greenhouses. So far they're surviving. And last week I picked the second succession of basil for the first time. And I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pick this bed again really hard and get as much as I can. And then the following week, pick some of this regrowth from this first succession of basil and then pick it really hard, because you know I don't have that many more weeks where this stuff's gonna look good. Cucumber greenhouse. The lettuce in this walkway is looking kind of sad because the drip, you know, this drip isn't working, so I had to hand water them in and they got kind of hit hard on the little heads. But I've got quite a bit of mature cucumbers plus some that I already harvested. I have to think about, do I have enough to sell to people this week? I've got just 5 cucumbers here. I could probably get a few more out of these guys before Friday. And so I got to think about that. I think this patch of leeks is ready to start harvesting. In the past, that's just been for personal use. And then my little patch of green onions down there that I need to get harvested before they start turning more yellow and sad looking. And then I've got my what was baby chard over here, and It's kind of getting bigger. So I might want to grab some of these leaves and bunch them together because I've got a little bit more nice leaf here. Maybe a bunched baby chard instead of mature bunches. My spinach patch here, there's some nice leaf in here, but then there's just kind of, you know, this cruddy stuff. But it might be worth picking through that just for us anyway. And then here, I had the sense last week to put some row cover, some insect netting over this mixed baby romaine and the kale that I transplanted last week. And so maybe this will survive, but that would probably just be for personal use. So yeah, you know, I had been hoping to push my season into September a few weeks, but now I'm kind of thinking, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll just end it like I normally do at the very end of August. So that would give me 3 more weeks and that would be it. I've got a lot of carrots. I planted an additional 40-foot bed of carrots compared to, you know, the previous year because I didn't have enough last year. And now I feel like I almost have too much. So I need to sell the carrots. And I've got some garlic left over too. So yeah. 3 more weeks, do you think? Does that include this week? 2 more weeks after this week? Wow. Carrots. Trying to figure out the sizing of carrots that I'm getting out of these beds. There's one bunch. So 8 regular to small size carrots are about a pound. 3 basil plants. Let's see how much this weighs. 3 plants is about 1.5 ounces. 27 cucumbers total, which is not very much. So maybe I'll do like a 2-pack so like quite a few people can get some instead of the normal 4-pack. 2, 7 ounces. I always feel like I'm guessing wildly when I guess about how much I can harvest for parsley, so I went ahead and got them today. 9 bunches. Alrighty, so I'm testing out the baby chard. I've got about 6 ounces, and that's a kind of a nice little bunch there, I think. 4.3 pounds with the bowl. Okie dokie, folks, I'm out here in the basil greenhouse harvesting basil. I've got 8 3-ounce bags, and I decided to harvest the 2 6-ounce bags for the restaurant. I might need to harvest some more as orders come in. Picked this bed pretty hard, and I decided to go ahead and go into this bed over here because I don't know, these guys are looking pretty fluffy. And we've got a whole week of sun ahead of us. Last 2 orders of 3-ounce bags of basil came in. Total of 10. Ha ha. I was starting in the basil greenhouse because they said it was supposed to get sunny this afternoon and I didn't want to get hot in the greenhouse picking the basil. So I got that done. I started washing out my tubs and guess what, folks? It's raining. So maybe the sun will come out later. These guys say that it's actually sunny right now. And these guys say that it's raining and the sun is going to pop out later. Okay, so it mostly stopped raining. I'm gonna try and get this chard and make the little baby bunches. I think what I'm gonna do is just go through here and how am I gonna do this? And just chuck the leaves that are no good, right? And there's a lot of leaf that's no good. Should I throw these in loose and make bunches later? Maybe I should. So I'll just go like this and make a pile. Okay, dudes. This is what I got. Hopefully it's enough and I didn't overpromise. Yeah, what to do? I only needed 10, but I got 12. I'm not selling anywhere near the amount of carrots. Now, partly I raised the price, and so that may have something to do with it. And also I'm not selling salad mixes, so people who might buy a salad mix might also buy, you know, a bunch or two of carrots. So that might be an issue too. But I'm almost thinking that maybe next year I'll stick with just 2 40-foot beds, retail carrots, because I definitely don't want to have too many carrots like I have now. I was thinking about like just harvesting, you know, the biggest ones from each of the beds, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and hit this one bed right here where I've been mostly harvesting from, and so maybe I can get a bed cleared. Okay, so far I have 18 bunches of carrots ordered, and I have 24 bunches prepped. So that should make up for if I get a few more in the next few hours. Alrighty, I grabbed 16 green onions and 3 of the leeks for the very first time. And I might end up combining some of these green onions if they're a little bit small. And there's my leek friends. We're gonna use them for pasta night. 12 green onions and my first bunch of leeks. Oh boy. Hey, I'm out here in the cucumber greenhouse grabbing a few cucumbers, stringing the little guys up so they don't flop over, pinching off the blossoms so they don't rot the ends. And I just got to get a few green things out in the garden. I'm ready to sell later on. 8 more cucumbers. Some of my kale is starting to poke its way. Yeah, I got a few more that are kind of getting extra tall. I've got 6 bunches of collard greens, and I only needed a bunches of more kale. And then I had time to check the far bed underneath the slug boards, and so I got a passel of slugs down here. Yeah, now I gotta stuff. I just got a request from the restaurant for 6 bunches of carrots, and because I had already kind of cleaned and prepped, you know, took the tops off some carrots for us, I've got 6 pounds here, so I'm just gonna get them this, which will be easier for them to use anyway. And last night I got the cucumbers all bagged up, and what I did was I just got like a little about 7-ounce 2-pack, and I just kind of put them in a little sandwich bag and stapled them together. I really like the 4-packs, but if I did 4 packs, hardly anybody would get cucumbers. Oakley dokley folklies, I just dropped off in town some veggies for restaurants and things, and I got a few hours before I need to take the little white truck down here to sell. And yeah, so I just wanted to chat real quick about what I'm thinking, because I don't know, do you think I can be done in 2 more weeks at the end of August? What do I do if I have tons of carrots and my cucumbers are still coming on and I have nothing else to sell, really? I think it'll depend on the weather. So this next week we're supposed to have some sunny days and things will grow and everything will be happy, but a lot of times we get these soggy, dismal, sad, cold days at the end of August, and it rains and rains and everything out here rots. And everything in the greenhouses is all humid and drippy, and the basil just rots. And everything just rots. So yes, the glorious things that happened this week. I'm picking my little leeks for the first time. I thought that maybe I planned enough that I could sell them, but I don't know that people really know. You know, people are used to using the little white shank and not the green part, and the leeks out here are small enough that it's just like mostly green stuff. which they're really great. We like to chop them up and put them in pasta and pasta sauce, and they're so good, you know, when they're cooked down. But I don't know if it's worth dealing with, and maybe if I get a nice big seaweed mulch on top of the leeks, then they'll last through the winter along with the carrots, and I can harvest them for us through the winter. And so yeah, I'm gonna be actually, you know, perfect time to have some nice sunny weather to catch up in the garden out here after it's been pouring down rain. Lots of weeds and stuff taking over. But I'm gonna be out of here for a number of days next week before I harvest again for next Friday. I am over here selling in a little white truck, and I have a lot of people come from about 4 to 5, but I'm here till 6:30. I've got about 4 more people gonna show up, and so I took a little bit of time to fix my chard situation. I had some extra composting bin boards that I was using in the walkways of that greenhouse. I pulled them out and I stashed them underneath the chard here. Oi. So the slug will have a place to live and I can pick them out during the day, and I already got a couple of them. Okay folks, closing up shop. It's kind of weird. We went from some blue skies and sun to cloudy skies. It's almost pasta night. See you guys next week.